got a question for you. Can you just stop bitching? What is up, everybody? I'm going to be playing some Rocket League today, and we're going to talk about, well, I'm going to talk about, just the whole realm of, like, bitching about video games in general. It's becoming a very annoying thing for me. I don't know if it's annoying to anybody else, because I know that in the gaming community, complaining is a very easy thing to do. I'm not saying that that I don't complain about games, because I do quite often. I have my raging moments, and there are certain games that really fucking trigger me into the complaining stages. But I guess the point of making this video is to just say out loud in a format to where other people can see and hear me say it, other than my friends that I play online with, that I think people need to tone it down a bit, honestly. It seems like no matter how good the game is, no matter how much money is put into development or how much time, these amazing games that come out for us, I mean, literally, you know, you go and spend your 40, 50, 60 bucks, and you get this amazing piece of technology that you can break away from reality from and go into a world where, you know, anything's possible, or at least what's in the game, and people want to make it seem like that it's terrible. Not all of them, but just take a second and think about it. When's the last game, when has the last game come out that has not gotten destroyed online? As far as, like, saying it's bad in whatever way. You know what I'm saying? Like, what game has went unripped? I guess. I don't know. Like, I see so many games come out, and I get so pumped for them, and then I hear from, like, 10, 15, 20 people that I know online, hearing them talking about the game and stuff like that, and it's just like they make you not want to buy it, because they talk about so much shit that's wrong with it and stuff. I have very few friends that I can literally get online with to talk about games, and they just talk about them like how cool it's going to be, or hey, we can do this and do that. Like, I have very few people in my life that are like that when it comes to gaming. Most everyone that I talk to about things like that are just haters, like non-stop hating on everything about the game. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's take, for instance, Destiny. Like, honestly, probably one of my favorite games I've ever played in my life. I'll be honest. I know that's gonna seem crazy because it's gotten a lot of hate, but it is. It's beautiful. It has, I mean, now it has a pretty cool storyline. It didn't before, but that's what I'm getting at. Like, you know, they made this amazing game. They did some amazing things with it, and it was very solid. And then they made a giant mistake, and that's what took it away from me. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a terrible game, or it is a terrible game, because it's not. It's amazing. It's an amazing game. But they made a huge mistake when the last DLC came out. Like, a huge mistake, especially to players that have been with them since day one and putting up with all the quote-unquote bullshit of not having a story, really, and just things not being like a game should be story-wise. Neither here nor there, I guess, but that's just an example. Another example is like Call of Duty. And I'm doing, like, big AAA titles for the fact that they're easier to relate to. I could sit here and talk about indie games all day, and it wouldn't matter, because all these indie games are such a niche, like, tiny, minuscule genre of gaming that is very, very fine-tuned into a game that you can't really put them up against others of higher caliber. I'm probably going to play another game here. This might be a little bit longer video than I planned on, but I think these issues need to be addressed, because I'm not even really playing that well. Like, let's take, for instance, Call of Duty. Like, they put out a bunch of games. They come out with one every year. It's great, and they have been doing this for a very long time. And people just want to pick apart what's super bad about them. You know what I mean? Like, they don't you get the YouTubers and some game reviewers that make it hype, you know, and then their online presence, they also make it pretty hyped up. But when the game releases, what's the first like 10 things you hear about? It's all the bad shit. They don't compliment like what the changes they've made in a great extent. It's always they take the negative first and they unleash it to the world. And this goes with, you know, YouTubers who obviously aren't paid by like the Call of Duty people to promote their shit. You know, other game people, other game reviewers, other personalities, whatever. The fact of the matter is, they put out great games. They're super consistent. They're Call of Duty every time. Like, you can't deny that. And there has been bad ones, and I'm not going to say that I've liked all of them. I haven't. Like, I think Advanced Warfare was garbage. And in a test to their whole as a company and the games that they make, I think Advanced Warfare was complete shit. I'll be honest with you. Ghost was okay. I know people say that Ghost was the worst, but I think Advanced Warfare was the worst. Probably the worst online COD game I've ever played. Even though I probably spent the most money in preparation of that game, which is sad. But, so there's just another example. I don't know, like, I don't want to seem too repetitive in this video, but I just want to drive it home. Like, if you're watching, just take into consideration of the time and money and, like, energy and creativity it takes to make a game. And then think to yourself, like, yes, the perfect game does not exist for me. And I'm going to be honest, it probably never will. I know my perfect game will never exist, just for the fact of I don't know, like, chance, I guess? Like, for somebody to take your thoughts and ideas and put them into the game that you want the most, probably never going to happen. But take that and then think to yourself, is there any way that I could do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, could you learn in a quick fashion how to make these games and make the one that you want to play? And if you can't, then shut the fuck up. Just shut up, because if you can't do it, that means other people are spending their entire life. They're putting their life into this shit. Not only are they putting their life into it, they're putting incredible amounts of time. They have to go to school. They have to learn how to code, how to manipulate 3D objects and use programming programs, like, for games. They have to build entire worlds. I don't know. I can't really talk like I'm one of them because I'm not. And I can't, again, I can't say that I don't complain, because my friends will tell you I bitch a lot. But it's mostly because of things that are just, that need to be fixed. It's not about the game in whole, it's just aspects about the game. I know that's justifying for what I'm saying, trying to make myself sound like the good guy in this, but I mean, I find it fairly true that that's what I complain about. And I know people are going to be like, well, there has to be, you know, there has to be an ebb to the flow. There has to be, like, a negative side to the positive, or everything, nothing's ever going to change in gaming and whatever, which is true. But what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't need to be focused on so heavily. Like, when I get a new game, recently, I'm trying to think of one that I've, like, actually played through recently. Oh, Firewatch. Perfect example. People thought it was a really good game. You know, it was listed as a narrative, story-driven game. And then when the game came out, I saw a bunch of, like, comments and reviews on Steam and, like, you know, just in, like, comment sections about the game, like, online and shit. Like, people were just ripping it apart. They're like, oh my god, the game's short. It's too short, and the graphics are, what's up with the graphics? They're cel-shaded. Where's the action? It's like, did you not do any research, like, in anything when you were going to pay money for this game? First of all, it was, I want to say, like, 15 bucks. And it's about 6 hours of gameplay. Like, that's pretty solid. Like, that's a lot of content for $15. And not only that, but there's a story. An interactive story. And it just didn't seem like people understood that. They thought it was going to be something else. Which brings me to my last point I will probably make. Do your research, people. Just do your goddamn research. It's not that hard. Like, you hear about a game, it's going to come out on a certain date, you're getting hyped for it. La-da-da. You're fucking telling your friends about it. You guys are making plans to fucking take off work, stay up late, you know, whatever, to play the game. Before you do that, get on the internet, the thing you're on right now watching this video, and type in the game's name. And then after that, look at forums. Look at the developers posting. Look at updates for the game on when it's coming out and what's going to be in it. Look at everything you can. Get all the information that you can, and then make a decision on whether or not you're going to buy the game. If you choose to buy the game, hopefully by then, after doing said research, you will know exactly what you're going to be playing. Now, if the game is the total opposite of what is done, then you've obviously hit a paradox in the gaming world, because that literally never happens. At least none that I can think of. Every game that I've played that has had a review or some kind of media behind it that has said this is the game that is going to be made and this is what you're going to be playing, about 99% of it is true. And when I play the game, it's almost exactly what I expected. It's that simple. And if I don't do my research on a game and then go buy it, then I have no idea what it's supposed to be like, and I can't make a legitimate judgment call or even begin to, you know, rip it apart and say what's wrong with the game, because I didn't know what the game was before it even came out. I think that's one of the biggest problems. I have bought games and played games that I literally knew nothing about. I saw a trailer for it, whether it be on Steam or, you know, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever, and then I was like, I'm gonna try this out. It's cheap, you know, whatever. And I get the game, and I either love it or hate it. But I don't sit there and rip it a new asshole, you know? I play it for what it is and from what I'm experiencing at that moment. That's it. But yeah, I don't know. Looks like we're going in overtime here. I haven't done shit these entire games because I've been sitting here talking. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, games like this, you know, people want to sit there and destroy it because it's just so simple and there's not a lot of, like, content to it. But what's wrong with that? You know? Like, look at this. Look at what I'm doing right now. Okay, just take this in for a second. I'm driving around a remote control car. Okay, a mini remote control car with a normal sized soccer ball of sorts in an arena with people around me watching me. Therefore, I am playing soccer with a remote control car with physics. Real life physics. Is that possible in the real world? No, it's not. Can you do it in this game fluidly? Yes, you can. So what is there to bitch about? If you don't like soccer and football, I mean, soccer and RC cars, get the fuck out. Don't play the game. It's pretty simple. So I don't understand people that'll sit there and bitch about a game like a crazy amount and then they just continue to play it. You know what I mean? I guess I kind of do that, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I think this video's went long enough. I wanted to make it 5 minutes. I think it's around like 12 minutes now. Sorry about that. But if you like the video, leave a like. If you like it, subscribe. I am out.